Trees that do not bend with the wind will not last the storm. Hey, this is Marie, and I'm here at A Place to Heal. Thanks for joining me again. And today I want to talk to you one-on-one about being so fixated in your beliefs that you don't bend. And when you don't bend, there's a good chance to break. And you know, I have always been one to try to respect other people's ideas, other people's beliefs, and I think that that's very, very important. You know, I've come across a lot of people who are very controlling, and it's like, no, it's my way. It's got to be my way. You've got to see it my way. And, you know, pounding your ideas and beliefs into someone else has never worked, ever. I've, you know, in this line of work, I love the people that I come into contact with, because I'm able to show them a new way, a new journey, a new road, you know, a new way to eat, a new way to get healthy. And it's very satisfying. It's very gratifying for me. When I first moved out here, I had to wait to be relicensed, and I took a job meanwhile working at downtown, you know, where all the tourists come, and we were selling just cheap, cheesy, you know, Japanese souvenirs to you know, to all these people that came in there, and that was so unsatisfying for me. I mean, I just went home at the end of the day feeling completely empty and ungratified. So I'm very thrilled that I'm now able to do something that I love to do and I'm very passionate about. But at the same time, I also run across a lot of raw foodists and vegans, because of course that's the circle that I run in. And lately I have found like a lot of like this really weird it's got to be this way or else kind of mentality. I mean, like hardcore, you know, this is the way it is and there's no other way about it. And I'm just like looking at this going, whoa, I didn't think it was just gonna, you know, I guess in anything, you know, you're going to find your hardcore people. But I've noticed, you know, recently I had someone that I was like, hey, you know, there's a great vegan restaurant here in town. And I said, hey, you know, why don't we go there and we can have lunch? No, I'm not going there. Are you kidding me? The amount of raw food that they have there is practically nothing. I will not, you know, give money or support a restaurant that does not do raw food. I'm like, okay, so we're not going to go there, and you're not going to go here, and you're not going to go there. And it's like, now you've just cornered yourself to a bunch of experiences in life that you could have enjoyed, but you're not going to enjoy because you're not going to take the chance. That's because you're so self-centered and so fixed in your ideas of what food should be. You know, recently we were out till 2 in the morning, and everybody said, well, let's go to breakfast, and we all headed up to IHOP. And you know, as I sat there in the table, I looked around and I'm just like, whoa, look at all these people having steak for breakfast. It's 2 in the morning. They're going to eat this heavy duty steak. They're going to put it into their system. They're going to go home and go to bed. Wow, how is that going to work? But you know what? I kept my mouth shut. And all I did was I asked the lady, I said, you know, and I was very honest with her. I said, you know what? I'm a vegan. And is there anything that you can suggest for me to eat? And of course, everybody at the table was like, oh, you know, and instantly she was very nice. She was like, oh yeah, you know, we have steamed broccoli, we have this. I mean, and it was like, great, you know, can you bring me that? And it worked out great. But I mean, I would have not enjoyed all the company of my friends and enjoyed the morning and, you know, and everything else if I would have said, no, I'm just going to go home because people eat meat there. It doesn't work that way. So you don't want to corner yourself in your beliefs. I had another friend here in New Mexico. There's a dish that's followed with honey. And I took my raw honey and I put it on my dish. And the person that I was with, she looks across at me at the table and she goes, "You're actually going to eat that?" And I was like, "What's wrong with it?" And she's like, "Well, that honey, it's not vegan." And I thought, what the heck are you talking about? And she says, "No, bees got involved in the process. That's an animal getting involved in the process, so you don't want to eat that because it's not vegan." And I thought, oh my God. No bees died in the making of this bottle of honey. And it's natural. It's from the earth that comes to us. Are you kidding me? I mean, bee pollen is one of the best things that you can put into your body. Nope, don't care. It's not vegan. I'm not touching it. I was like, okay. You know, and it's sad to see people like this, because you don't want to become so harsh that you become just like the meat eaters. I have a lot of meat eating friends. I've gone to parties where I sit down and I go to eat and they're like, "What? You're not going to have any meat? Girl, you need to eat some meat because meat puts meat on your bones." Blah, 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 blah. I mean, I get it. Let me tell you, I get it. And it's like, you get it from all sides. And I'm constantly hearing it. And, you know, it's like, what do you mean you don't eat meat? What? Oh, you're a what? Oh, you're one of those salad shooters. Oh, yeah, the tree huggers. I'm like, you know, you can call me whatever you want. I've never hugged a tree. I'm not beyond it. But no, I just plain out don't eat meat. Well, why don't you eat meat? You know, and then they want to know. I don't ever go up to anyone and say, "Why do you eat meat?" So why do they need to know why I don't eat meat? You know, and it's like, oh, just a bunch of reasons. I just don't eat meat. You know, it's for my health. It's, oh, did you have heart problems? Did your doctor tell you you had to stop? No. You know, I mean, there's got to be a way around it. I recently saw a video by a man that I just love his train of thought, and his name is Handyman Bananas, if you guys want to check him out on YouTube. And he was saying how everywhere you go, we are attacked by meat. You know, you're driving down the road and it's like, you're seeing the billboards. Hey, there's the new Whopper. Check it out, you know. Oh, meat. It's what's for dinner. You know, pork, the other white meat. Oh, come to Chick-fil-A. We have the best chickens. Blah, 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 blah. You know, I mean, we are constantly being inundated with meat visuals, right? I mean, even when you go to the supermarket, I can't get to the produce section without passing the meat section. And after you've been off meat for a while, it is very nauseating, because you can actually smell the blood in the meat as you're passing the meat to go to the vegetable section. You know, so you don't want to lower your standards and attack them on their own playing field. You know, they're constantly sitting there, oh, we're going to attack them with meat. We're going to tell them when to eat meat and how to eat meat. You don't want to turn around and go, yeah, well, I'm going to tell them when to eat vegetables and how to eat vegetables. And you don't want to do that. You know, it's amazing the amount of information that you can get across just by the lifestyle that you lead. I've been to plenty of gatherings where people have come up to me and said, "What are you doing? Because whatever you're doing, your hair is getting shinier, your eyes are starting to glisten, your skin, what do you do? Because I want to do it too." It's amazing, just by living the lifestyle and being quiet, the amount of information that you can give, and people will eventually come to you wanting to know what you're doing. One of the things that, the main reason I'm doing this video is because recently I've been watching a lot of videos with a lot of raw food and vegan gurus being very, very adamant about, I do not believe that you should eat any other way but this way, because this is the way to eat, and this is how you need to eat, and this is the way that this is the best diet out there, and on and on and on and on. And they're being very pushy, in my opinion. They're being very pushy about it. And I believe that there is a happy medium. In the 1920s, 1930s, there was something that they found that is called digestive glucose cytosis. And this is when your white blood cells attack the food that you eat. But they found out that this only happens when you eat cooked food. It does not happen when you eat raw food. So the Raw Foodists kind of grabbed onto that and well, woo, yeah, hey, hey, this is why raw foods is the best way to eat, because this does not happen. And when your immune system isn't that compromised, it's actually a lot healthier. So when you do eat raw foods, your white blood cells are not trying to attack your food, and your immune system is in a much healthier state. But what they found out as of 10 years ago is that you can actually stop those white blood cells from attacking the food if you eat 50-50. As long as you eat 50% raw in your meal and the other is 50% cooked, you can actually stop that from happening. So I've offered this to my clients because it's a very healthy way to transition from a regular diet, the standard American diet, into the raw food lifestyle. Some people, it takes them 5-10 years to become fully raw. Some people don't want to become fully raw, and I have to respect that, because everyone has their own journey to lead, their own path to walk. And I have to be like that tree. I have to bend in any storm, because if I don't bend, I'm going to break and I'm not going to get very far in what I want to accomplish in life. So, the thing that I teach my clients, and I hate the word cheating, because most of my clients call me up and say, oh my God, Marie, I cheated. I had some warm food. And no, I don't ever want to hear that, ever, that is cheating. Your goal as a health coach, as a detoxification specialist, as anything to do in the health field, is get that person over the line, over into the closer to raw as you can. If you can't get them fully raw, it doesn't matter. You have not failed. You have gotten them closer to being healthier. So what I teach my clients is to do something like take a nice big salad of spring mix, and then I like to saute like onions and and bell peppers and all sorts of vegetables, whatever vegetables you want to put in there. I put in zucchini, I put in carrots, and saute those vegetables. I tell them not to use oils or butter. You do not want to use oils. I use vegetable broth to saute because it's healthy for you. And, saute those vegetables as much as you want, cook them. And then you want to put those vegetables on top of that raw salad, and you want to finish it off with one of your favorite raw salad dressings. And in one of my upcoming videos, I will be showing you how to do this dish, and I will be showing you this wonderful raw salad dressing that I just love because it's hot and it's spicy and it's sweet and everything else. And I even tell people, it's like you can even throw raisins in there and cook the raisins because it plumps them up and it gives that dish a certain sweetness. But now you're eating 50% raw and 50% cooked, and your immune system has not been compromised. And a lot of people actually have used this to transition, and they've gone fully raw. Great. But a lot of people have stayed on it. I have clients that have been staying on it for a while, a year, and they're like, yeah, I kind of like it here because I spend all day, I eat fruit for breakfast, I eat a raw salad for lunch, I eat raw all day, and then for dinner, I have this nice warm meal, and it's very satisfying to me. I just feel that right now, we are just not physically or mentally, there's a lot of people that are not physically or mentally ready because of all sorts of issues to go 100% raw. And no one should feel like they've cheated or they have failed because they've decided to eat something warm. And sometimes we need that comfort food, and it's a lot better to have a raw, half cooked meal than it is to go out and have a pizza. So as long as my clients are staying over here, I'm thrilled to death. I'm happy. For those people out there that feel that this is the way it has to be done, whether you're a meat eater looking at a vegetarian or a vegan and going, that's wrong, that's wrong, they need to eat meat because meat, that's where your protein is, and on and on and on. Or for those vegans and raw foodists looking at the meat eaters going, that's wrong, even eating warm food is wrong, this is the way it should be done. Stop for a minute. And I was asked recently this question by someone, and it was so powerful for me. And the question is, where is that coming from? Where is it coming from? Where does your control issues lie? Where does it lie? I had to give that a lot of thought. And when I finally came up with the answer, I found that my control issues lie in my home. I'm very controlling about where things are kept, where things are put. I don't want my home disrupted. I want everything perfect in my home. And I realized that as I was growing up, I had a lot of issues with my father not allowing me to be who I wanted to be at the house. My father's favorite saying as I was growing up was, this is my house, and as long as you live under my roof, you're going to do as I say, and it's my rules. And I always told myself, you know what, as soon as I leave the house, I'm going to do whatever the heck I want. And in doing that, I've now have this horrible control in my home. And I've noticed a lot of people are very strange with food. I recently worked with someone who told me, as long as you don't make me eat cereal, and I won't eat cereal. I hate cereal. I'm like, I would never make you eat cereal. But because the whole time he was growing up, his mother just would throw cereal at him and have him eat cereal, and because she didn't like to cook, so here, have some cereal. So he was so burnt out on cereal. So you need to find out where your control issues lie and where they are coming from. And in doing so, I promise you that you're going to be a lot healthier and a lot happier person. So remember, the next time that a storm comes through and the winds pick up and it starts to blow, stand firm, but bend. Bend. Because if you bend, you're not going to break. All right. Till next time. Bye-bye.